Chosen one, listen closely. Something in you is shifting, and it's not your imagination. You're becoming someone you've never been before. The thoughts you're thinking, the strength you're feeling, the silence you're keeping. This is not the old you. This is the version God has been preparing in the dark. Your energy is changing. Your spirit is rising. And the battles that once broke you are now powerless against you. This transformation didn't start today. It started the moment your soul said, "Enough, I'm ready." God has unlocked a new level inside you, one where fear loses its voice and destiny starts pulling you forward. People won't recognize you. Even you won't recognize the power you're stepping into. But heaven always knew. Before we go deeper into this message, do 3 things to connect with this divine shift. Like this video, comment, "I am ready for my transformation," and subscribe to send your signal to the universe. Your new chapter begins now. Your mind has become clearer than ever before. Something powerful has started happening inside you, and the first place you're noticing it is your mind. Earlier, even small issues used to bother you. A simple comment, a small delay, a tiny inconvenience, anything could disturb your peace. You would overthink everything. You would create stress in your head even when nothing serious was happening outside. Your mind had become a heavy place filled with doubts, fears, and constant noise. But now, things feel different. You may not be able to explain it, but your mind feels sharper, calmer, and more balanced than before. The same situations that once stressed you out don't affect you in the same way anymore. Instead of reacting immediately, you pause, you breathe, you look at life with more understanding. This shift did not happen overnight, but it is real, and you can feel it every single day. This new clarity is not an accident. It is a sign that your inner transformation has already begun. When God prepares a chosen one for a new destiny, He doesn't start with the outside. He starts from within. And the first part He changes is your thinking. Because once your mind becomes strong, your life starts aligning naturally. A clear mind becomes a powerful tool, and you are starting to use it in ways you never did before. You've learned to separate real problems from temporary feelings. You've learned that not everything deserves your reaction. You've learned that peace is more important than proving a point. Instead of rushing into decisions, you take time to understand what's truly right for you. Instead of letting fear control your thoughts, you allow patience and faith to guide your actions. Slowly, your mind has shifted from chaos to clarity. And that clarity is giving you the courage to move differently. You're thinking before speaking. You're observing before responding. You're planning before choosing your next step. You're no longer thinking like the old version of yourself, the one who was confused, overwhelmed, and unsure. This new clarity is a spiritual upgrade, and it's shaping you into someone more grounded and more aware. You've also learned the power of silence. Instead of wasting energy explaining yourself to people who don't understand you, you choose peace. Instead of arguing, you let the truth reveal itself. Instead of doubting every decision, you trust the guidance you feel within. That calmness inside you is becoming your new strength. This shift in your mind is a sign that God is preparing you for bigger responsibilities, bigger blessings, and bigger opportunities. You're not becoming more intelligent. You're becoming more aligned. You're not becoming more serious. You're becoming more centered. And this clarity is giving you the ability to see your path more clearly than ever before. Your transformation begins in the mind because the mind is the gate to your destiny. And now that your mind has become clearer, the rest of your life will start transforming too. You're not the same person anymore. And this is exactly how your next chapter begins. You don't have the energy for drama or low vibration. People. One of the clearest signs that you're becoming someone new is the way you handle people and situations now. Earlier, you used to give explanations to everyone. If someone misunderstood you, you would try to fix it. If someone argued, you argued back. If someone brought negativity, you still tried to stay polite, hoping things would improve. You used to spend so much emotional energy trying to keep peace with people who were never ready to understand you in the first place. But now, your energy has changed completely. You don't feel like wasting your time or emotions on drama anymore. If someone tries to pull you into unnecessary conversations, you quietly step back. If someone tries to provoke you, you don't react the way you used to. If someone brings negativity, you avoid it without any guilt. This new version of you is not cold, it's wise. You've realized that not every comment needs a response, and not every behavior needs correction. You've learned that some people argue not to understand, but to drain energy, and you no longer participate in that dance. You've stopped explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You've stopped defending your choices to people who don't live your life. And the surprising thing is, you don't feel bad about stepping away. In fact, you feel relieved. This shift didn't come from ego. It came from growth. Your soul is rising to a higher level, and when you grow, your tolerance for nonsense naturally decreases. You can sense instantly when a conversation is leading nowhere. You can feel when someone's energy is heavy or draining. You can recognize when a person is not adding anything positive to your journey. And instead of forcing connections, you now choose distance. You've also discovered the power of silence. Earlier, silence felt uncomfortable. You felt the need to justify yourself or match someone's energy. But now, silence has become your shield. It protects your peace, it saves your energy, and it keeps your mind clear. You don't argue, you observe. You don't chase, you release. You don't fight for space, you make your own. Drama feels boring to you now. Loud people feel unnecessary. Fake kindness feels obvious. Manipulation feels transparent. You notice these things without effort because your spirit is more awake than before. You no longer desire chaotic environments because your soul finally knows what peace feels like. And once you taste peace, anything that disturbs it becomes unacceptable. This new boundary you've developed is a sign of emotional maturity. You're becoming selective, not because you think you're better, but because you've learned the value of your energy. You only want people who bring clarity, not confusion, support, not stress, growth, not gossip. Your circle may be getting smaller, but your life is becoming bigger. This is what spiritual transformation looks like. You don't fight battles that don't matter. You don't entertain people who drain your spirit. And you don't let chaos sit at your table anymore. Protecting your peace has become your priority, and this shift is proof that you're stepping into a higher, stronger, more powerful version of yourself. You're feeling disconnected from your old self. One of the most powerful signs that you are transforming is the strange but undeniable feeling that you are no longer the person you used to be. Earlier, you behaved in familiar ways, reacted from old patterns, and lived inside a version of yourself shaped by circumstances, pain, and expectations. But now, you feel a distance from that old identity, almost like you've stepped out of an old skin that doesn't fit anymore. Things that were once normal for you now feel uncomfortable. Conversations that you easily accepted earlier now feel heavy. Behaviors you once tolerated now feel wrong. You're no longer willing to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You're no longer interested in proving anything to anyone. Somewhere deep inside, you've begun to sense that the old version of you was never your final form. It was just a temporary chapter. This disconnect may feel confusing at first. You might look at your old habits, old desires, or old reactions and think, why don't I feel like this anymore? But this is not emptiness. This is evolution. You're shedding the layers that were built from fear, heartbreak, insecurity, and survival mode. God is gently removing everything inside you that came from pain and replacing it with something stronger, calmer, and purer. You've stopped seeking approval from people who never understood your heart. Their opinions no longer control you. The old emotional attachment to validation has broken. You don't feel the need to impress others the way you once did. Instead, you are beginning to care more about how you feel, what you want, and who you are becoming. This shift shows that you are moving from external identity to internal truth. You may also feel less connected to your old ambitions or dreams. The things you once chased no longer excite you. The goals you once had may feel too small now. That's because your spirit has expanded and your vision is growing with it. You're being guided toward a purpose that matches the new version of you, a purpose that is bigger, deeper, and more meaningful than anything you imagined before. This transformation can feel lonely at times because the old you is fading and the new you hasn't fully arrived yet. You are in the in-between space, where one chapter has ended, but the next has just begun. But don't misunderstand this stage. This is not a breakdown. This is a rebirth. You're outgrowing identities that were built by pain and stepping into an identity shaped by healing and clarity. And the most beautiful part is this: the new version of you is not someone you are forcing yourself to become. It is someone you were always meant to be. Your true self is finally rising. The confident you, the aligned you, the intuitive you, the spiritually awakened you. You are discovering qualities inside you that you never noticed before because they were buried under fear and self-doubt. This disconnect from your old self is not a sign of losing control. It is a sign of gaining power. You are evolving into someone stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your destiny. And once this version of you fully emerges, you'll look back and realize the old you was never your home. It was only your starting point. Your intuition has become stronger and louder. One of the clearest signs that you're becoming someone new is the rise of your intuition. Earlier, you used to depend on logic, advice, or outside validation to make decisions. You questioned yourself often, doubted your instincts, and ignored feelings that didn't make sense at the time. But now, something inside you has awakened. Your intuition has become louder, clearer, and more trustworthy than ever. It feels like you have an inner voice that speaks before anything happens. You can sense when something isn't right, even if everything looks fine on the outside. You can feel a warning in your spirit before a situation turns bad. You can pick up on someone's true intentions even when their words sound sweet. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual awareness. Your soul is operating on a higher frequency, and you are finally hearing signals you once overlooked. Your intuition now guides you in moments where logic fails. You may suddenly feel a pull toward a certain path, a feeling to avoid a place, a sense to delay a decision, or a nudge to take a chance. Earlier, you might have ignored these subtle feelings, but today, you've noticed that when you follow your intuition, things fall into place more smoothly, and when you ignore it, you feel discomfort or regret. This pattern has taught you that your inner voice is not random, it's divine direction. You've also become more sensitive to energy. When you meet someone, you can feel whether they are genuine or not. A single conversation is enough for you to sense if the person is trustworthy. You can feel who truly supports you and who only pretends. You no longer need long explanations or stories. Your intuition tells you the truth instantly. This ability is not common. It's a gift given only to those who are evolving spiritually. Opportunities also seem to call you now. Before something good shows up, you feel a strange excitement, a positive restlessness, or a silent message in your heart saying, something is coming. You notice signs, patterns, repeated numbers, synchronicities, and meaningful coincidences that make you stop and think. These are confirmations from the universe that you are aligned and being guided step by step. Most importantly, your intuition is protecting you. It is saving you from wrong relationships. It is pulling you away from harmful environments. It is stopping you from making decisions that don't fit your destiny. It is guiding you towards situations that bring growth, peace, and blessings. This inner radar becomes stronger when your spirit rises. It sharpens when your purpose becomes clearer. And right now, your intuition is working overtime because you are stepping into a new chapter that requires you to see beyond what eyes can see. You're not just thinking, you're sensing. You're not just observing, you're perceiving. This is what happens when a chosen one levels up. You start hearing messages meant only for you. You start seeing truth behind illusions. You start trusting energies instead of appearances. You're no longer making random decisions. You're being guided by a higher intelligence within you. Your intuition is not just a feeling anymore. It is a spiritual compass, a shield, and a roadmap for your future. And as you continue transforming, this inner voice will become your strongest, most reliable guide. You're experiencing sudden isolation or pulling back from everyone. One of the most powerful signs that your transformation has begun is the sudden urge to isolate yourself. You don't feel like talking the way you used to. You don't feel the need to explain what's going on inside you. You don't have the energy to keep up with people's expectations. Instead, something within you is asking for silence, space, and distance. This shift is not because you're becoming cold. It's because your soul is preparing for something bigger. Earlier, you might have been more social, more available, more involved in everyone's lives. If someone called, you answered. If someone needed you, you showed up. You shared your feelings openly and tried to stay connected to everyone. But now, conversations feel draining. Social interactions feel heavy. You don't want to be surrounded by noise or chaos. Even the idea of explaining your emotions feels tiring. You simply want peace. This isolation is not loneliness. It's divine preparation. When God is reshaping you, He pulls you away from distractions. He separates you from voices that influence you. He removes people who keep you stuck in old patterns. He creates space so your spirit can grow without interruption. Growth doesn't happen in crowds. It happens in stillness. And right now, you're being guided towards stillness so the next version of you can rise. During this phase, you might feel misunderstood. People may think you're ignoring them, avoiding them, or distancing yourself purposely. But the truth is deeper. Your soul is tired of giving and finally wants to breathe. You're no longer craving external connection. You're craving internal alignment. You're seeking clarity, peace, and healing in ways only silence can provide. This private phase also helps you hear your inner voice more clearly. Without constant chatter, you begin to notice your thoughts, your feelings, your desires. You understand what drains you and what feeds your spirit. You start making decisions from intuition, not pressure. You begin to trust yourself more. God often speaks the loudest when the world is quiet, and this isolation is helping you connect with that guidance. You may also notice that your sleeping patterns, emotional needs, or mental space are changing. You feel like resting more. You feel like being alone with your thoughts. You feel like slowing down. This is your spirit recalibrating. Transformation is an energy shift, and your body feels it first. The silence you're choosing is building strength, not weakness. What's happening right now is private construction. God is rebuilding your mindset, your confidence, your purpose, your identity, and your future. He doesn't want everyone to witness this process because not everyone is meant to understand your elevation. Some blessings require secrecy. Some growth requires solitude. Some breakthroughs require silence. You are not being isolated. You are being refined. You are not being pushed away. You are being pulled upward. You are not losing people. You are gaining alignment. The new version of you is not being created in public. It is being formed quietly, gently, and powerfully behind the scenes. When this phase ends, you will return stronger, clearer, and more aligned than ever before. And the world will see a version of you that only God could build. You feel a new strength inside you. Even if life is still hard, one of the most surprising parts of your transformation is this new strength growing inside you. Quiet, steady, and unshakable. What's strange is that nothing around you has changed dramatically. The challenges are still there. Responsibilities are still there. Pressure is still there. Life may still feel heavy at times, but despite all of this, something inside you feels different. You're not reacting with the same fear or panic that you once did. Your spirit feels stronger, and your heart feels more stable. Earlier, small obstacles could shake you deeply. Stress would overwhelm you. Uncertainty made you anxious. One negative incident could ruin your entire day. But now, when problems come, you breathe through them. You face difficulties with a level of calmness that even surprises you. You don't fall apart the way you used to. You don't lose control emotionally. It's like your inner foundation has become stronger and you're standing taller on the inside. This inner strength is not something you forced. It didn't come from books, motivation, or willpower alone. This strength came from God. It came from every tear you cried, every storm you survived, every night you spent questioning your purpose. God used those painful moments to build something inside you that no one can break. He didn't remove challenges. He made you strong enough to handle them. You may have noticed that things that once scared you no longer feel as threatening. Things that once broke you no longer have the same power. You've stopped expecting the worst, and instead, you've started trusting that you can handle whatever comes. This confidence is not arrogance, it's faith. It's the quiet understanding that you've been carried through so much already, and you won't be abandoned now. There's also a new emotional maturity rising within you. When situations get hard, you stay centered. When people behave unpredictably, you don't react immediately. When life slows down, you don't feel hopeless. You feel patient. This patience is a sign of deep strength. A weak spirit rushes, a strong spirit waits. And you are learning how to wait without losing faith. You're also beginning to see hardships differently. Instead of asking, Why is this happening to me? You're asking, what is this teaching me? That shift shows how much you've grown. You no longer see pain as punishment. You see it as preparation. You recognize that strength is built in the dark, not in comfort. And now, every difficult moment feels like training for something bigger. This inner strength is proof that God is preparing you for blessings that require maturity, stability, and courage. He is shaping you into someone who can handle responsibility, abundance, leadership, love, and purpose without breaking under pressure. You're becoming the person your future needs. Nothing outside changed yet, but everything inside did. And that is how transformation always begins, from within. This new strength you feel is not temporary. It is the foundation of a new chapter. And soon, the world will see what God has been building in you all along. Old things are falling apart, but you're not scared anymore. A major sign that you're stepping into a new version of yourself is the way old parts of your life are falling away. Things that once felt stable are suddenly ending. Relationships you held on to for years are fading. Habits you carried for a long time no longer feel right. Jobs, routines, or environments that once felt comfortable now feel tight, like clothes that no longer fit. Life is rearranging itself, piece by piece. But the most surprising part is this: you're not scared. Earlier, even small changes used to make your heart race. Losing someone, leaving a routine, or stepping away from familiarity felt terrifying. You held on to things even when they hurt you, simply because they were known. But now, when something ends, you're calm. You feel a strange peace, a quiet acceptance inside you. You're not fighting to keep what's leaving. You're not chasing what's slipping away. You've started to understand something deeper, that endings are not punishments, they're upgrades. Some situations are falling apart because you've outgrown them. Some connections are ending because their purpose in your life is complete. Some opportunities are closing because God is preparing something bigger. When your spirit evolves, everything around you must evolve too, and whatever refuses to grow with you must naturally drift away. This is how transformation creates space. You've begun to recognize that not everything or everyone can go with you into your next chapter. Some people were meant to walk with you only for a season. Some jobs were stepping stones, not destinations. Some habits kept you comfortable, but not fulfilled. Letting these things go doesn't mean failure. It means alignment. You're no longer clinging to things that drain your energy or limit your growth. This calmness you feel is a sign of trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in God. Trust in timing. You finally understood that if something is being removed from your life, it's because something better is being prepared. You're not losing anything. You're being guided. You're being redirected to a path that matches who you're becoming, not who you used to be. You may also notice that the things falling apart now are the very things you prayed about earlier. You asked for peace, so God removed chaos. You asked for growth, so He removed stagnation. You asked for strength, so He removed people who weakened you. The endings are actually answers. You're not panicking because your soul knows something your mind hasn't fully realized yet. Your future is bigger than your past. And for that future to arrive, some doors must close. Some chapters must finish. Some ties must break. This is the natural process of elevation. Old cycles are ending, not because life is falling apart, but because you're being lifted out of who you used to be. This is the gentle dismantling that happens before a breakthrough. This is the clearing that happens before blessings arrive. This is the preparation that happens before God introduces your next season. You're not scared anymore because deep down, you know this truth. You're not losing your life. You're making room for the one you were meant to live. You feel a sense of destiny moving closer. There is a strange, quiet feeling inside you lately, something you can't fully explain in words. It's not excitement, but it feels powerful. It's not anxiety, but it keeps you alert. It's a gentle pull, a shift, a whisper inside your spirit, telling you that something big is approaching. You don't know what it is, but you know it's meant for you. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is your destiny moving closer. You can feel that a new chapter is opening. A chapter where life won't look like your past. A chapter where you will think differently, choose differently, and rise differently. There's a sense that new opportunities are forming behind the scenes, people you haven't met yet, paths you haven't walked yet, doors you didn't even know existed. And even though you can't see them yet, your soul feels them coming. This inner knowing didn't come from outside events. It came from the quiet changes happening within you. You've healed in ways you don't even realize. You've matured in ways the old you couldn't imagine. You've gained strength that you never knew you had. All of this inner work has aligned you with a future that once felt impossible. That's why your spirit feels the shift even before your eyes see it. There is a calmness in you now, like you're preparing for something without knowing what it is. You're noticing small signs, random opportunities, new ideas, increasing clarity, sudden motivation, or unexpected moments of hope. These are not coincidences. These are signals from the universe that the path ahead is opening. It's like life is quietly rearranging itself to make space for something meaningful. You also feel a new level of readiness. In the past, you doubted yourself, delayed your dreams, or felt unprepared. But now, there's a confidence rising inside you, a silent strength, a readiness to step into the unknown. You're not scared anymore. You're not holding yourself back. You're not waiting for someone else's approval. You feel prepared because your soul has grown into someone who can handle what's coming. This feeling of destiny moving closer is your spirit recognizing the future God has already written for you. It's not imagination, it's alignment. Your energy, your faith, your mindset, and your heart are finally in the same direction. You're walking toward your purpose without even trying. You're being guided by something bigger than you. You are not becoming better in a normal sense. You are becoming different. You're stepping into a version of yourself that was hidden inside you for years, buried under fear, doubt, pain, and old identities. Now that those layers are falling away, your true self is emerging, a version of you who is stronger, wiser, calmer, braver, and more connected to your soul's mission. This sense of destiny isn't coming from outside, it's rising from within. Your future is calling you. Your purpose is opening up. Your spirit is awakening. And deep down, you know something life-changing is approaching. This time, you're not just hoping for it. This time, you're ready for it